Hi there. Well, there's no doubt how home affordability is at an all-time low at the time of recording this video, which is November 2023. Right now, the fixed mortgage rates are for the 5-year is over 6%. The Bank of Canada benchmark rate is at 5%. So that puts variable mortgages also around that 6-7%. So rates are at the highest level they have been for the past 23-24 years, and affordability is at an all-time low. What I want to show you in this video is homes in the city of Toronto for under $1 million. So these are actual sales that have happened. So they have sold in the last 30 to 60 days, from the time of recording, homes that have sold for less than $1 million. And I'm not talking about condos. I'm going to show you 2 detached houses, 1 semi-detached, and 1 townhome. And the reason why I'm going to show you this is, number one, first-time buyers can still get in because some of those examples do have an income suite. The second thing is you can get a freehold. So freehold means a property that does not have maintenance fees such as condos for under $1 million. And 3 is because of lack of competition, it might be, depending, again, this is really a personal financial decision, is if you are in a good financial position, this might be a good time for first-time home buyers to get into the market to build equity over time. Number 2, this might be a good opportunity for real estate investors because if you can get a property under $1 million, have an income suite depending on the down payment, and taking a short-term approach when it comes to financing. And what I mean here is not locking into a 5-year fixed mortgage. However, considering a shorter term such as 1, 2 years, maybe 3, or going variable, which gives you that flexibility to restructure financing whenever rates start to come down, hopefully towards the end of 2024 or early 2025. Before I get into the 4 examples that I want to share with you in this video, my name is Nawar Naji. I'm a real estate broker in the city of Toronto. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions about the home buying process, if you're looking to get into your first home or investment property. My contact information are right below this video, and you can click that book a call link to set up a time for us to chat. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so before I get into the 4 examples, here's an overview map of the city of Toronto. I know there's a lot of districts, and that's on the back end for real estate agents to know, and they're labeled into C's and E's and W's. So C is central, E is east, and W is west. Now, to simplify it, I know it does zigzag a bit, but west pretty much starts at Dufferin Road. So anything west of Dufferin is considered W, pretty much. I know it goes up a little bit in, a little bit out. And on the east side, where the E's start, is pretty much it follows that DVP line. So the examples I'm going to show you today is west of Yonge. So I have 4 examples in the W's that have sold for under $1 million. So as a first-time home buyer, you can get into that property, which is not a condo, for 5% minimum down payment on the $500,000, and then percent on down payment from $501 up to that $999. So it is an opportunity for first-time home buyer. But again, if you qualify as a first-time home buyer and have the financial capability to pay the mortgage, property tax, and all that type of stuff. It is also an opportunity for real estate investors, as I mentioned, to get in under $1 million, have 2 units for rental income because rents are extremely high at this time. So in this case, what I'm going to show you are the 4 examples in the W's, so west of Dufferin, and in the next video, I will show you examples for east of Yonge. In the first example here, this is a detached house, and you'll see it is a bungalow, and all these 4 examples are move-in ready. So all you have to do is pretty much move in, put your furniture, and you're good to go. Might require a little bit of paint, but no renovations, no gut jobs, no underpinning, no extensive work. You're just pretty much, you're good to go to move into that house. So this one is, again, sold. It's Keele and Eglinton area. So this is good because you got the Eglinton LRT. Whenever that finishes, maybe next year, maybe the year after, maybe in 20 years from now. No one really knows. But eventually it'll be a good value add because you have transit cutting across the city on that Eglinton Avenue across from east to west. So it's a good lot, 32 frontage by 100 deep. It's sold just under $1 million. Now I can't disclose the location and the exact price due to privacy laws requirement, but I can give you a range, an indicator of the details of this property. So it's under $1 million, move-in ready. It's got 2 bedrooms on the main floor and another bedroom downstairs. Now, the nice thing about this property, it's a finished basement with a separate apartment, separate entrance, I should say. So for the first-time buyer or the investor, they can live upstairs, and the 2-bedroom rent downstairs, that 1-bedroom which has its own entrance. Now rents, I'll give you a wide range based on the time of recording. It could be anywhere from $1,400 to $1,700 a month. That's coming from downstairs, so that's a good portion of subsidizing your mortgage payment. Now, at the time of recording, every $100,000 is about $650. So if you're getting $1,400, $1,500, that covers more than $200. So probably will cover about $250,000 off that mortgage. So keep that in mind when you do the math calculation. Every $100,000 is about $650 a month. So if you're getting $1,500, $1,600, divide that by 650 to give you a quick calculation of how much it will cover. So that's one property that sold again recently in the last 30 to 45 days for under $1 million, move-in ready. Here's the second one. This one's actually close by. It's another bungalow at 30 frontage by 140, so deeper lot. This one sold in the mid 800s, which was a great steal. Move-in ready again. It's got 2 bedrooms upstairs, 2 downstairs, and it's got a finished basement with separate entrance. Now, on a 2-bedroom downstairs, you can get $2 grand, $2,200, depending on the condition and location. So $2,000 to $2,200 is doable. So that is significant rental income coming from downstairs. So as a first-time buyer, that's a good subsidy. Or as an investor, if you're renting both units, then again, the numbers could work out to be positive cash flow, depending on capital you're willing to put down as a down payment on this type of property. Here's a semi-detached. So this is the third example. This one is in the Kiel and Rogers area. Semi-detached, 24 by 125. So here's a little trick that I want to share with you. You might think 24 wide is not the greatest lot. Actually, this is very generous because keep in mind, semi-detached, you have 24, so you have only one side setback. So if you look at the house, you only have one driveway here. There's no clearance here. It's really attached to this next house. So on the inside, it would feel like a detached house because it's extremely wide once you go in. So keep that in mind when looking at semi-detached. Look at the frontage. There's a lot in Toronto that are 16, 18, I've seen 15 and 12, extremely narrow, feels like a bowling alley. But in this case, because it's a 24-foot wide frontage, but actually once you go in, it's gonna feel like a detached because of the width of the inside of the house. So this one sold for just over 100, and it's move-in ready with 3 bedrooms and a finished basement. There was no bedroom downstairs, but you have 3 bedrooms upstairs with a finished basement, move-in ready. So another thing to keep in mind is with these type of prices is with that detached, you can see that additional bedroom was sacrificed. So it was not a 3-bedroom house on the main floor. It was only 2. In this case, when it comes to the semi, you can get the 3 bedrooms, however, you're giving up the detached. So it's a bit of a trade-off when choosing the features that could work for you when looking for a house or a home. The fourth example is a townhome. This is in the Weston and Lawrence area. So you can see there, it's 15 by 102. Again, you're attached on both sides, on West in this case. This one sold around the mid 800s, and it's move-in ready. Again, 3 bedrooms upstairs, and it's got another bedroom downstairs in that finished basement. It's a different type of lifestyle. You have neighbors on both sides as opposed to one. Detached, you have no neighbors attached to your property, but it is, again, an affordable option for first-time home buyers, or it could be any buyer in this case, or real estate investor. But my advice for real estate investors is to look for properties with 2 units to generate higher income to offset the higher carrying costs at this time when recording the video. So you can see here, to give you an overview, I've shown you 4 examples west of Yonge in the last 60 days that sold for under $1 million. So as a first-time buyer, try to be optimistic. I know rates are high. We're all feeling the pain of higher mortgage payments, whether it comes to our homes or investment properties. But there is hope. There is an opportunity if you really look and consider, or willing to consider, areas that are not necessarily in the central core, but if you go a little bit west, which I've showed here, and in the next video I will show you examples that are east of the DVP that you can get into City of Toronto for under $1 million. And again, consider that option of maybe going 1 year or 2 year fixed mortgage product or a variable, and you can have that discussion with your mortgage broker to see what makes sense for your personal finances. And then as rates come down, and again, hopefully sometime late 2024, early 2025, then most home owners in Canada probably will consider restructuring their finances to bring the cost of borrowing to a more reasonable level. In conclusion, if you are a first-time home buyer and not quite sure what to do, if you should wait, if you should take advantage of some opportunities out there, feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to show you some examples like the ones I showed in this video, as well as run numbers of what it would look like from a cash flow perspective for you to get into that home. On the flip side, if you're a real estate investor, again, feel free to reach out. There might be some good opportunities to get under $1 million for a freehold property in Toronto with 2 units. Now, 2 bedrooms being around that $2,000 to $2,200 depending on location and condition. 3 bedrooms, you're looking at $536 monthly rental income. The numbers could work if you have it set up with the right strategy. So you have good tenants with good pay on both units, as well as structuring the mortgage into a shorter term as opposed to a 5-year fix. So there are opportunities out there. Feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to show you examples and see if that could work for you. Finally, please make sure you subscribe, give this video a like, and look forward to connecting with you soon. Thank you so much.